Hello again, everyone. Melth here, with more of my Baldur's Gate 3 challenge run. This time tackling a battle in the Gauntlet of Shar that I just found out about myself. Pretty interesting, I would say. As usual, details of my challenge run are in the YouTube video description, and watch out for spoilers throughout this run. So, last time we've been told to come here and help Balthazar, but Balthazar told us to clear out.
Here lies Melodia Thorn, beloved wife and mother.
I wonder who would have been central here, given that this place existed for hundreds or thousands of years with previous Thorm people before he decided that his wife was the only one who really belonged in the middle. That last phrase, I think, means something like, my heart belongs to you always in Elvish. In any case, let's get over here and explore a bit. A shocking number of skulls for like one family to have produced, especially given that they are elves and half-elves and whatnot, and therefore would probably have had comparatively few generations.
Final rest to form a bizarre sort of artwork. By who and why?
Seems pretty obvious that it's either Balthazar or Ketheric.
To form a bizarre sort of artwork. By who and why?
So here, I guess he's talking about his beginning of his partnership with Balthazar, who left these books here while searching the place. A little odd. I don't know what this terrifying green slime down there is. I don't think we see any more of that later on. I mean, it looks similar to the green goop beneath the morgue area, but that too is hard to explain because, of course, any like old bodies would have rotted away to nothing long, long ago, right? Anyway, so here, basically, this moron, not grasping that it was Shar who killed his daughter, made the stupidest possible decision to think that the proper solution to his grief about his daughter would be to have Shar, the goddess of making people, suffer, erase bits of his memory. It didn't catch on that she was not erasing the ones that were making him sad, even though he's complaining about that here. And he really is just the stupidest man in the world. As a supposed worshipper and follower of Selena, he really should have known, above all else, that you don't turn to Shar for help with anything. Turning to Merkel makes sense. It's like the most obvious solution to your daughter being dead, if you're going to pick a god to try to fix the problem, is just have the god of death bring her back. I guess he got it on the second try. So B has written this here, I guess. And this is the clue to the kind of booby-trapped room that we'll come across next. It's pretty straightforward.
What's inside?
The story is a pretty obvious one, and even if you just guess it randomly with only 3 things you get the order of, you have a decent chance of just getting it on the first try. But it does set off a lot of traps if you get it wrong. So. This will hardly ever come up, it's not that great a cloak, but I could get some use out of it. In theory, I should get lots of temporary hit points from the potent robe, but just due to the peculiarities of how that works, I never actually do. It never actually overwrites the measly 5 I get there. Could be good for Karlach also, when her, I think she has those from False Life, or something like that. When those were off, she could maybe replace them that way, more sustainably. So, we don't get to actually see the map here, which is a shame. I would like to be able to see some of these maps that come across in character, but good clues here.
Looks like there's a temple under this.
We already know about something supposedly deadly being sealed within. There are multiple ruined wings, though. Anyway, there are tons of traps in here. Don't waste your time, getting rid of all of them. It doesn't actually matter.
Isabel's tomb.
Sosun Elg Olot.
Okay, I had to check that one. That is apparently the Drow language, which means light slays darkness. And this, I guess, was Isabel's particular sarcophagus. Don't know why her inscription was written in Drow-ese, but whatever. Anyway, so I need to get the order right here. So, of course, Moonrise Towers, then Grief, and then he becomes a general. We already kind of knew that. I wasted a lot of time here, getting rid of these booby traps in the past. You don't need to do that. They don't do anything until you get these things wrong. So just get them right, and then you don't need to waste your time on that. There we go. Let me know if I missed things here, by the way. There we go. Buried treasure. We will get pretty tired of these traversal gem type things. There are quite a few different layers of the Gauntlet of Shar with a lot of challenges. I remember at least once thinking that I was done with the place, only to find another layer of challenges before me when I was going through the first time. Now all these Shard people here were, I guess, killed by the Devil Yurgir that we're going to meet later on. They didn't really stand in a fight in one particular area. What they were doing here in the middle of their battle against the Harpers up on the surface, I don't really know. Kind of a little bug happened there, where we saw the bottom first and then we see the cutscene of actually going down there. Don't worry, all the skeletons and whatnot will be down with us momentarily. There is also a waypoint in this place, even though it was pretty close to the previous one, but I appreciate that so we don't have to go through this elevator and whatnot again. Certainly we'll want to be coming back to the Gauntlet of Shar pretty often.
A shaman structure.
Yes, obviously it's a Sharan structure. If you've been paying attention to anything whatsoever that ever happened over the course of this entire game, you would certainly know that, Paulista. In any case, we will not be fully completing the Gauntlet of Shar in one go, because basically it includes a point of no return that spoils the rest of getting back to Act 1 and some things in Act 2, so we don't want to do that yet. But it did make sense to come here, at least to this point in character, to make sure we've stopped Balthazar.
Protector of the lost, and cross from light into darkness.
Like, how Shar disciples can read this with a straight face and not realize that they're following, you know, the wrong goddess is hard to imagine. Maybe she's already gouged holes in their brains to make them stupid.
Hear the night song.
Cool doors, though. I must give her that. Now, this room, I really did not enjoy it very much my first time through. Now that I know how it works, it's not so bad, though. But I think,
The answer lies in
well, let's just try it into the darkness and I'll show what happens. So, force field basically there.
What the hell was that? That voice, it can't be.
Alright. So there's one ring we can see there, and there's another ring that we can see it if we don't have light around it anyway. There is another ring over here. I don't actually know if it's traversable before solving the puzzle properly. I'm gonna just see.
Someone's left.
Let's switch to your melee set so the light goes out. There we go. Interesting. So you can traverse it. Interesting. I didn't know that you could actually skip the whole thing.
Welcome, child.
But the way it's supposed to work is that you
Traps.
go around and disarm all 4 of these marble plates. Now, that's really not that bad. But if you misclick by like an inch, or you see the vent beyond it first, which sometimes happens, and try to disarm that, never stepping onto the plate, the whole area fills up with this annoying void cloud thing that just is tedious to get through. And also, what I found out about recently, you permanently miss out on a fight beyond that door as far as I can tell. See, I knew of one fight in this place against
A trap.
some kind of Shar shadow summons that were popping in, along with, as your allies if you wanted them, some of Balthazar's hench skeletons. But it turns out there are actually 2 such fights available. If you get through this room directly, the way that I'm doing right now, you'll fight one of those pretty much immediately, and then one later on when you get close to where Balthazar is hiding himself. So, an interesting fight that I only found out about recently.
A trap. Someone doesn't like visitors.
Maybe there should be kind of a cooldown period in how often they repeat their generic trap lines. Is the force field gone now so we can walk across? That's nice. Just getting around the edges of the room is a bit of a nuisance too. Especially when there's the void cloud to worry about, but just in general. Easily done.
Be careful. There are traps about.
I don't know why this sarcophagus is empty in particular. Now, this place does connect to Grimforge, so possibly some of it was built during the Grimforge, original Shar Shrine days, but probably not all of it, I would think. Especially given that in Grimforge we're told that there are 2 different styles, right? The human one came later on, and you replaced an older, unknown Shar Shrine's architecture. Given that Ketheric only followed Shar for a fairly short duration before he, was overthrown, this is a hell of a lot of stuff to build. With like limited resources, with the town not fully on board for a while and things like that too, with the Masons in particular against him. Maybe Shar did most of the work. Or maybe this all, despite the architecture being what we're told is a later human edition, maybe this was part of the original Grimforge version of it. Anyway, we now snuff out the Mystic Thuribles, which are kind of these incense dispenser type things. And then that would normally reveal the outer ring of shadow and allow us to traverse and get to the gem. Just wanted to demonstrate how it is supposed to work after realizing to my surprise that you can actually do it by just knowing the solution in advance. Which is good, I would say, because it is a bit tedious to do otherwise. What is that? There we go. Okay, must have snuffed it out then turned it back on again. There we go. So, we now have a choice of ways here. If we go off to the right, the path goes on not very far, but the left side, that turns into this kind of cave-in collapsed area, which sort of allows a backdoor access if you failed this part, which I think is good design and interesting. And I'll go there to explore and do a fight there and get some loot and whatnot. But first we'll go ahead and do the battle against Balthazar and also the Shar people. I will of course try to do this the hardest way, fight both Balthazar's goons and the Shar summons, and try to fight the maximum number of them too.
The rain of night comes in 1,000 falling leaves.
Given that Balthazar's guys are allies, it probably won't surprise you to hear that they are pushovers. So them being enemies to me too basically won't be that big a deal. But it is the hardest the fight can be as far as I'm aware. So let's get to it. And then we'll backtrack and do that interesting cave-in. Nice. I have a thought here. Let's see. Alright, so up ahead here we'll meet Balthazar's little guys. We walk up pretty casually to these skeletons.
You do not belong here.
Your mind upends.
This is a little
Somehow,
odd that some of there's still a mind flayer parasite in
his
there.
brain, a tadpole lives.
Things are notoriously fragile.
Nurtures it, manipulates it like a puppet.
You plunder. You meddle.
I think Balthazar kind of predates the whole mind flayer part of the cult anyway. It's a little odd that he's even doing that.
Leave.
He did say that he could make apprentices that used to be, true souls that ever serve in undeath if they failed him and ignored his warnings to stay away from his library books and whatnot.
I see.
We're playing along here, trying to get information out of him at this point. We plan, of course, to turn against him.
To accompany you.
Interesting that he would assume that she's a husk. We went through the whole thing with faking out the people that were erasing her brain. But, he of course went away to do his whole thing in here long before she returned for judgment and whatnot. So I don't know how he would know about that.
Before.
Or know enough to even get it wrong, that is.
Stupid vermin.
Gross.
You have awoken the shadows. My fault.
Me, I passed Shar's test. It's probably you blundered around down here that caused that.
Rally on me.
Especially given you said your guys are spread out all over the place. Bad wizard tactics.
Now.
Okay. So, having a look at the battlefield here, we've got these three little allies of ours. And then these portals will summon in additional Shar troops, and more of them will spawn in over time, I believe. I don't know how many here, because I've only done the other fight before. But, should be a manageable number, I'm sure. Now, the trick about these guys is they have living shadow, like many of the Shar creatures we've seen before do, where if you don't put them into light, which you do have a good amount of around here, they resist things. They also have this nuisancy ability. Now, this wouldn't normally be a problem, except I got that Lathander blessing that's very useful in a lot of parts of this act, but does have some downsides. Because all my weapon attacks do a d4 radiant damage. So against them, that means that gets doubled because they're weak. And then doubled again and shot back at me as force damage. So it'll be on average 10 damage I'll take per time I shoot them with any kind of weapon. Now that's pretty manageable, given I get 5 temporary hit points back from Bloodless Elixirs whenever I do that. That's okay. But it's not really ideal. What I think I'll probably do is have a fireball clear most of them out. I could lightning blast them, but I think I did that. I'd probably hit the Umbral Tremor, and then that would be, you know, destroying it. They were having one less guy to fight, so don't want to do that.
Over there.
So I might... Let's see. Maybe if Astarion comes over here and throws a Void Bulb, that'll probably pull these guys together. Does he have any Void Bulbs? Let's see. We have tons of them in the party. Just a question of whether they're in his inventory or not. There we go. Throw one of those. Why don't you? Pull them all together. I'm pretty confident that'll leave the Umbral Tremor alone while pulling these guys together, which is what we want. No, missed that one. That's unfortunate. Is there a path that would get them, or where I can set them up? Well, we could do a lightning bolt, but we'll just... I could do a lightning bolt and just wipe the guy out. Guaranteed. I do have a decent number of lightning bolts, especially given I can do short rests and whatnot. Yeah, let's have some fun. Let's do a lightning bolt here. I'll do it from a scroll so I keep my spell slots around. Do plenty of scrolls. I could get them to be wet, but I'm pretty sure that they will fail their saving throws. Is this hitting the tremor? That's the question. I think not. If it hits the tremor, I probably need to restart so I can have the harder version of the fight. Let's try it. There we go. Wipe out. Okay, that leaves only a few to take down. She could bonus action attack them, but let's save her movement to get back down here so we can let more guys spawn in to have the fight continue, I think. My plan is to basically choke point them over thereabouts.
Never a dull moment.
You are a soul hunter. That sounds ranged to me. I think Avengers were melee around very. That one's probably a caster, but I forget exactly what it does. So I want to finish that one off, if at all possible. So let's hex it. Let's have you do a little hop. Are you at low ground here? Too dark. Okay, we can fix that, I think.
Yes.
Made their save, so at least not in Living Shadow anymore. So that sounds like it's probably not too dark anymore. There we go. Cannot read. What? Very silly game sometimes with its pathing. Okay. Yeah, Baldur should be pretty easily able to finish that thing off now. Thereby securing himself another set of attacks he can do with even more damage potential. Let's go for the Night Weaver, because it's, you know, not necessarily a melee. There we go. Wipe out. So in that case, I think we want to just get back in there, and then we'll wall off the path to us.
Fresh orders?
And Astarion, you've got bonus actions to get out of there, you'll be fine. We could have you just lob bombs at that guy, but that's not super efficient. I could also just shoot him with my, you know, Dread Ambusher shot and maybe take him out in like one hit if I'm lucky. I will take damage from that though. You know what? Let's go for it. It'll be fun. Didn't get it in one shot, but still. Skeletons are all well clear, aren't they? Yes. Alright, let's spike growth this entrance here. So they have to come around there. You, random skeleton, you get on back there. And we'll just begin letting them come to us. I'm gonna somewhat lazily end my turns now, just see what happens. Alright, we get the XP for that and everything, that's nice. So here come more of them and more tremors too. So are there any of those hunters? There's an Avenger, that one's melee, that one's, I don't know, I'm assuming they're casters, basically.
Swift, silent.
Let's have you hide over there. Yeah, we'll hide the main people, I think.
Baby. This is gonna feel good.
And let the rest of them come to us.
I wonder if this is worth the cost.
Infinite use spike growth is so good. Spike, 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 spike. Well, and Ballista could just poke you to death. It's a guaranteed kill if he doesn't. Oh, critical miss. It didn't give him... Oh, did they get the kill with Call of the Week there by not getting another action back? Whoops. Okay, that's fine. So we have a Soul Hunter over there. He'll need to come to us. We have an Avenger, we have an Avenger, we have... Okay, so there's really only one range guy who needs to probably run around in a loop, I would think. Where's the other one who was spiking himself slowly to death? That guy. Okay.
Ready for another round?
So you take a shot at it. Should be pretty good. Oh, right, she's got radiant damage too. Whoops. That's fine. She'll need to just cast a spell in melee with that cloak that I got and haven't actually put on her yet. But there'll be plenty of time left in this battle. Let's let them come to us. Oh, does he have a shot from over there? Huh. Well, that was sloppy. Luckily I gave him aid, so that's fine. Okay, so if we want to give Karlach that cloak, let's search for cloaks. Okay. Does she have any bonus action spells that would trigger that technically? Yeah, but we don't want to use a spell slot on that necessarily. So we'll wait for another guy, but there will be plenty of those. We would have Ballista take out the Soul Hunter, I think. The rest shouldn't be too big a deal.
Light on my feet.
Now he does have a decent chance to just take the thing down immediately with, you know... How does it have line of sight to us? Well, you know what? We've got some luxuries here. No more spike growth, well I don't want it, and then we can recreate it when I do want it. Misclick there. That's drifted in this too dark. I'm having to use more movement than I want to do for this. Path, no, path is not interrupted. Come on, let me aim. There we go. So I just need to soften something up so we can get an easy kill on maybe that guy, let's say. One more shot. There we go.
Can't even catch my breath.
So now we're going to hex that guy over there. And we're going to blast... Don't tell me that's okay, there we go. Blast, blast. It didn't actually tell me that I missed. It just didn't hit. That's a nuisance. Okay. Sometimes I've seen the game just eat my hits that way. Well, very well. I've got bombs I can throw. I've got all kinds of stuff I can do. We'll get this done. Bit of a waste. There are more efficient ways to do this. I just want to get this over with, and then maybe get Karlach back the temporary hit points I was talking about. There we go. How far back can Ballista get? There's just that one in the way. That one is going to be easily dispatched.
My happy place.
Can't hit that guy. Silly pathing. It's literally right there.
Survival is all that matters.
You know what? Let's just have you walk back. What's the range on soul branding? Not enough movement. I'm going to be very silly here. Alright, so Starian's in the way. That's the trouble, because he's blocked by this tiny bit of rubble, which is blocked by that tiny bird. Shadow, how about you go up and take a swing? We don't get to see you do very many things, so there you go. Nice. Oh, thought I was gonna get to stay blended there. Oh well.
My victims await.
So, Minthara, are you still blocked? What if the Woodwoe jumps out of the way? What if Karlach, with her super movement, and where's that bird? Come on, bird, out.
On my word.
There we go.
I've got it.
Then we'll just fire away. We're at low ground. Path is interrupted, it says. I can see that the path is not, in fact, interrupted. You can't fool me, game.
Gods, it's hot in here.
Do not falter.
Blinded. Do they, like, release darkness when they die or something that I wasn't aware of?
Onward.
There's blood in the air.
What in the world is happening? Anyway, speed left to get away, so that'll be nice. Yeah, there's something that's blinding me there, and I don't know what that could be. Because I don't see a cloud, I don't see anything that would explain it.
Shall we dance?
You can regenerate. You can regenerate. You could just go up and fight the thing. Or entangle it or whatever. Or you, Carla, could just walk on back down here, and then we can put up more spikes around it. You just walk into your own spike growth. Well, that was a little bit sloppy of me, wasn't it? And very sloppy of that dryad. But also just because of these weird darknesses that can't be seen that I'm being lazy about and very puzzled by also, I will say. Let's void bulb you back to square one, maybe. There we go. Good luck getting to us now.
Karlak, it's go time.
Well, for a new fight, I could have handled this better, but that wasn't... Yeah, standard fight. Why would I do that? Wasn't too bad, really. And I learned, I guess, there's darkness that just can't be actually seen here or something like that that causes you to get randomly blinded. I don't think you would need to hit for that cloak to trigger, right? Yeah, there we go. That's nice. That was finish that guy off with literally anything other than...
Press ahead.
our weapon attacks, and we'll be fine. There we go. Alright. Well, not perfect, but not too bad.
Just.
Yeah, the familiars being injured but alive reminds me that I should probably take this opportunity to have one of them drink the Mother's Loathing potion. If you haven't already seen it, I do have a video about the hag potions and how they work, which ones are good. Mother's Loathing is not like that great, but you might as well have a familiar drink it, because it gives them a bite attack that does more damage than their natural attack does. Who really cares? But hey, you might as well squeeze every bit of optimization you can out of these things. Speaking of which, now that I've given it that resource, do I have an elixir of bark skin for it to drink? Like, those are trash tier elixirs, but for a familiar... maybe? Nothing better for it to drink?
Interesting.
Well, we'll go back and fight the side path video and loot these guys for treasure and things like that next time. Looking forward to exploring more of this place. There's at least one other pretty secret fight that some people don't know about in here, which I'll be showing off too. Thank you for watching, and a special thank you to my Patreon supporters. Master Knight DH, Jackie, and Lino, Travis, Carlo Andrea 97, Cthulhu's Mom, Oliver, Andrew Curzon, Troobsy, Skill Rap, Gregory, William Wakefield, Danny Hall, Jeffrey Morse, Jost, Becca, Jack, Mashas01, Jacob Marshall, Nubiana, Till Fisher, Discord Colossus, Nicholas Schmuck, Kostia Nesterovich, Goman Blackrock, Dodo King 4, Marcin Bialik, Techno Waffle, Nebular, I Loop, Michael Francis, Emperor Kong 420, Robin Mackey, Micken Balls, Stygian Flamey, Micah Murray, Christopher Allen, Stefan Van Zyl, Eddie, Wendy, Ali Kasamoglu, Lucas Riverola, Skylar Sauce, Nick Myers, Bethany James, Emp Ninjas, Prebin, Mango Jelly, and Chupaton. Have a great day, everyone.